Margot, don't run. Well, Felix, I think you've shown your father all the nuts and bolts of the school, don't you? Well, if we haven't, you'll be able to tell him about them in your letters. I think you'll have plenty to write home about once things get underway.
Promise me you'll do that, my son. This is a fine school, and I want to hear that you're doing well, so that I can be proud of you, so that Mr. Harper here can be proud of you.
Yes, Father, I'll try.
That's the spirit. Off you go to 4B. Join Mr. Seabold in his class.
Goodbye, Felix. I will come again soon, that I promise you.
Goodbye, Father.
I shall be talking to them later in the refectory.
Well, that pleases me. There's nothing in the world as valuable as knowledge, and I feel sure you will educate him well here.
We shall certainly do our best for him. It's good of you to come and talk to us today. I hadn't expected to see you under the circumstances.
Well, it was not easy. As you can see, your government is very protective toward me at the moment. So, I must not linger. Goodbye, Mr. Harper. I'm sure we shall meet again.
Goodbye, Colonel. Madam.
It's no use sounding off at me about this one, Cowley. I merely obeyed a request from the Home Office.
Well, then tell me why they should make a request to you, Major, or to military security at all.
Because Colonel Ojuka is a very persuasive man, as I've no doubt you'll discover.
Which means you've been relieved of the responsibility and the buck's been passed to me.
If you want to put it that way.
What riles me is how it happened in the first place. Ojuka's not exactly a guest of the military in this country.
Agreed. If you're interested, I'm also agreed that your department should have been in at the beginning. And there's your muscle, unless I'm mistaken. Well, I'll leave you to give them your words of wisdom, Cowley. I have some explaining of my own to do elsewhere this afternoon. Give my regards to the Colonel and his lady.
He killed two of them himself, you see.
Apparently so. The Colonel's no stranger to the dangerous life.
Who's the woman? His mistress?
No. His wife. He has 4. She's his most recent and the most favorite, so he took her with him when he skipped. She's called Madam Ojuka, by the way.
No doubt they all are. I'll keep in touch, Major.
I'm sure you will, Cowley.
What's the 14th Heavy Metal Brigade doing here? It's not war, is it?
There's never anything else, Doyle. How would you call this a peaceful scene?
I've seen worse.
I'm glad to hear it, because you two are going to be standing where the victim stood, right next to Colonel Ojuka. So if you'll follow me, I'll make the introductions.
Oh, this Ojuka, is he a friend of ours?
Politically, yes. Diplomatically, he's more of a thorn of the flesh than anything else.
Oh, I see. We're going to be the elastoplast, aren't we?
CI5 has been instructed to safeguard the Colonel, if that's what your juvenile metaphor was meant to convey, Doyle.
Yes, sir, something like that. So what's he doing here, apart from having his kids educated?
He wants to re-establish himself in power, and he needs our help to do it. Just how much we'll give him is to be decided at a conference this week. He was supposed to stay under wraps until then. This is what happened when he didn't.
Well, if he's trouble, why are we playing ball with him in the first place?
Because the military coup that replaced him isn't looking westward for its ideology. The game hasn't even started in Africa yet, Bodie.
So which way does Ojuka look, then?
Heavenward, so they tell me. Ah, Doctor, how are they?
They're okay. I've given the lady a mild sedative. Her pulse was a little jumpy.
Understandable, having been in the middle of a gunfight. What about the colonel?
Unharmed and steady as a rock. I get the feeling he rather enjoyed the affair.
I hope nobody tells that to Major Danby. He's on his way to tell a woman she's just been made a widow. Can we go in?
Yes, of course.
Colonel, Madam, I'm George Cowley of CI5.
And what is your business with me, Mr. Cowley?
My minister has instructed me to assume responsibility for your continued safety in this country, Colonel. And that of Madam Ojuka, of course. To that end, I've assigned these two men to replace the bodyguard who was killed here today.
The other was a good man. He died well. Will they do as much?
I trust it won't come to that again, sir. In all probability, the attack on you today was uncoordinated. Whoever it was gambled on your presence here to see your son. We won't offer them that sort of chance again.
I see you are the prophet's man, Mr. Cowley.
How's that, sir?
Mohammed says, trust in God, but tie your camel first. I take it you would not have allowed me here today?
No, sir, I would not.
Then you are the prophet's man.
Well, I learn something every day, don't I? I understand you defended yourself very effectively today, Colonel.
Indeed, it is a habit of mine.
A commendable one. Although I'm not sure that the minister was aware that his guest carried arms in public. May I see the gun you carry, please? Please. A Remington 45. A very pretty gun, Colonel. Make sure that this is kept safely for Colonel Ojuka Bodhi. I'm sure he wouldn't like it to go astray.
Sir? Mr. Cowley!
Yes, sir?
The weapon belongs to me.
Yes. Yes, of course, but it's not the policy of CI5 to arm our visitors for their own protection. And that's what these men are for. And I assure you they're very good at it. So I think we'll leave it there. The Colonel has one of our unlisted accommodations. You will take him there and provide security until further orders. Understood?
Yes, sir.
I'll be in touch when we have the conference details, Colonel. Good day, madam.
Good day, Mr. Cowley.
A strong-willed man, this Mr. Cowley. Is he always so?
That's right, Colonel. Somewhat disarming, I think.
Any idea who your attackers might have been back there, Colonel?
Enemies, Mr. Doyle. Not enemies of the blood, but men paid to act as enemies.
You mean hired assassins?
No, I think not assassins. Had they meant to kill me, they probably could have done so without risking themselves so much.
Then who?
Not assassins.
You recognize any of them?
In the Muslim world, assassins are killers deranged with the eating of hashish. Such is how the word was made. Such a practice is not legal here.
Neither is murder, Madam Ojuka, and your bodyguard was shot dead back there.
As were his killers. A swift justice for them, and a fitting one.
I'm afraid this isn't quite such a fitting one, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Well, that's one meeting I could have done without today.
You've seen his wife?
His widow. Yes.
How did she take it?
Badly. Always hope they're going to be prepared for it in some way with a husband on active service.
I think we all tend to see each other as immortal, even in this kind of job, until it happens. Our Colonel Ojuka apparently views himself that way from what I've seen of him.
Oh, yes. A man of destiny.
I've been looking at the town on the map. Twice the size of Great Britain and still lost in the middle of nowhere. One great chunk of emptiness. Population practically nil and barely a mile of road or railway in any of it.
No, but you could point a lovely missile in our direction if the new junta were disposed to let you do it. At least all Ojuka wants is for his country to be left alone.
With him at the wheel.
Let the diplomats wrangle over it, Cowley. It's their job. Your job is to get him to them in one piece.
Was there a written request for Ojuka's little outing today?
Yes, there was. Why do you ask?
Do you know who signed it?
One of the gnomes, I expect. Somebody's assistant secretary. I can check it for you if you like.
Yes, if you would, Major.
I thought you might like some coffee.
Great, thank you.
Where's your companion?
He's guarding the outside. We'll change over soon. Where's the Colonel?
He's reading. He says, if a man is not active, he should be gathering information. If neither of these, he should be sleeping. He's not a man to waste his time in the world.
Yeah, I can believe that. You've been together long?
Not long. I was brought to him.
You were brought to him? What does that mean?
It means that I was chosen for him. That is all. What seems strange for you here is no more than custom in our country. I am his wife, Mr. Doyle.
Four, 5.
3-7. All quiet in the Western Front, you?
Yeah, the Colonel's in bed gathering information.
So should I be. Had Louise lined up for tonight, you know.
He's in bed reading, you priapismic monster. Change over in 30 minutes, all right?
Yeah, okay. Out. Priapismic?
Yeah, look it up. It suits you.
Thanks.
Farood?
Yes?
It went wrong.
I see.
We lost our men.
In that case, you must try again.
Don't worry, we will.
I trust you can make arrangements.
Yeah, it's already done.
Good. Then I shall wait to hear from you.
Five.
5.
It's all clear. I'm coming up.
Yep.
It's your priapismic monster.
Reckon I owe you one.
One down, 8 to go. More swift justice, Colonel. It's getting to be a popular pastime around here.
So, the nerve center of CI5. Perhaps you should blindfold me.
Not necessary, Colonel. You've already seen it. George Cowley.
You're a man who seems to have some very determined adversaries, Colonel Ojuka. And yet you say you've no idea who they could be. The Colonel saw the bodies?
Yes, sir. Running checks on the weapons in the car. Nothing yet.
The men were unknown to me. But I saw that your men displayed great skill in turning them from adversaries into buddies. You trained them well, Mr. Cowley.
I trained them to do their job, no more, no less. And it would help me to do mine if you could give me a lead on where these attacks might be coming from.
The junta that has temporarily replaced me in Bataan has not the strength to reach for me so determinedly in this country. It cannot be them.
Unless, of course, they've made some powerful friends in your absence, or at least allies for the time being. I've been looking at Bataan quite closely, Colonel. You border at least one part, which includes neither your country nor mine in its sympathies.
And what does that imply to you?
A weak man in need of something will turn to a strong one to get it for him if he can. If not by friendship, then by way of trade. Just as you're doing here.
Well said. You understand the mechanics of the game. Do you have knowledge of such an alliance?
No, I don't. Even if I had, I understand the mechanics of the game well enough not to put too many cards in your hand before tomorrow's conference.
I like you, Mr. Kelly. I like you. So, tell me what you propose to do with me.
Simply to carry out my orders, which are to see you safely delivered to your conference. I was instructed this morning that it's to be held at Gateways in Buckinghamshire. Apparently, the Foreign Office feel that such a meeting would arouse too much speculation held openly here in London.
Might also arouse some shooting from what we saw this morning.
I agree, Dor. And when I want your comments, I'll ask for them. After last night's attempt, the flat provided by the FO is obviously unsafe. The police can provide adequate protection for Madame Ojuka, but I'm afraid I can't allow you to return there.
Then where are you sending me? To the Tower of London?
Might not be a bad idea.
No, Colonel, we keep that for Her Majesty's prisoners, not her guests. These two men will accompany you to Gateways today and remain with you there until the conference is over. I understand you'll be leaving us after that.
Yes, indeed. A weak man must seek strong friends where he can find them. I'm sure you will agree.
You'll know more about that than I do, Colonel. I'm no politician. Draw weapons and communications equipment as you think fit. Do it now. Leave the Colonel with me. I want minimum risk and a very low profile on this one. Is that clear?
Sir. Sir.
A drink, Colonel. Whiskey, perhaps? Oh, no. No, of course.
Well, what does minimum risk mean in an outfit like this one, anyway?
Trust in God, mate. But with Ojuka in the back seat, we better take armor lights and grenades.
Yeah, good thinking. And about low profile, mate. Who needs it?
Madame Ojuka, I hope I'm not disturbing you.
No, but where's my husband? He is not with you.
No, I'm afraid not. That's why I called on you.
Please come in.
Thank you. I spoke with Colonel Ojuka this morning. After last night's attempt on his life, I'm afraid I couldn't allow him to return here again.
Why is that so? You have given him protection here.
Yes, I had. But his whereabouts were obviously already known to his attackers, and I couldn't risk the chance of them trying a second time.
Yes, of course. So what have you done with him?
My men are taking him to the conference rendezvous in Buckinghamshire this morning. He'll be a wee bit early, of course, but in my view, that's better than not being there at all.
Yes, of course.
I don't think you need worry, Madame Ojuka. The two men he has with him are very competent. Well, if you'll excuse me, I have an appointment to keep. I'm sure the Colonel will be in touch with you as soon as his safety permits.
Thank you for calling, Major Cowley. It was very kind of you.
Not at all. And try not to worry too much in the meantime. He's in good hands.
He is expecting you, Major Cowley. Please go straight in.
Thank you. George Cowley, CI5. Good of you to see me, Mr. Avery.
Not at all. Take a seat, Major Cowley.
Oh, thank you.
Now, what can I do for you?
I'm making a report on the Ojuka situation for the Foreign Office. You're aware of what that situation is, of course.
Oh, yes. Our roving African warrior looking for some support from us. Quite a character, so I'm told.
He's certainly that. I understand that the request for security on the visit that he made yesterday came from this office. Is that so?
Yes, it did. Ojuka was kicking up a good deal of fuss about it, so the minister decided to let him go. With instructions for a bodyguard, naturally.
And your office contacted Major Danby?
That's right.
Why didn't you contact me at CI5? You must be aware that such a case is more suited to my men than a retired military policeman who happened to get himself shot down.
I'm aware of what took place yesterday, Cowley. A brave man died in the course of his duty, and the colonel was unharmed. No, to be quite frank with you, the notion of calling in CI5 for a school visit seemed akin to asking the SAS to rescue a cat out of a tree.
An error of judgment, then, on your part.
It's easy to be wise after the event, Cowley. What you should remember is that nobody had any idea that Ojuka merited the sort of security that your department represents. As far as this office is concerned, he's very small game.
And I won't be held responsible for any shortcomings on Major Danby's part.
Oh, yes, I can see that. Thank you for your time, Avery. I'm sure there's nothing in your decision that you need worry about. Or if there is, I'll let you know about it.
Cowley. I understand he's yours now, anyway. Take good care of him, won't you? Or you may find yourself being taken down a peg or two.
Oh, yes, indeed. I'll do that.
Keep your big eyes on that Merc, will you?
Alpha to base.
Yes, sir?
I want a full dossier on John Avery. Background, career, history, the lot. One copy only and given to me first hand, understood?
Yes, sir.
We are being followed?
Yeah, looks like it, Colonel. Whoever these people are, you're definitely their flavor of the month.
You will give me my gun?
I might just as well give you my head on a plate. No, sir, we will not give you your gun.
Ah, pity.
All right, let's see how serious they get, eh?
Yeah.
Hang on, Colonel.
I've got news for you. They're serious.
Watch out!
Get out!
Hold it!
Excellent. Excellent, my friend. Should you ever wish it, there's a place for you beside me in Bataan.
No, thanks, Colonel. You okay?
Fine.
How's the car?
Hardly worth calling the RSC. Let's use the Merc.
A souvenir for you.
Ah, John.
Once it's out of here, our security stinks.
But where are we to go?
Oh, we find a hotel. Wait till we're safe.
Well, let's call Cowley on the scrambler.
It would seem I have enemies everywhere.
I don't think you've lost your insurance credibility yet.
Feed this through, will you?
The dossier on Avery you asked for, sir, is fairly comprehensive.
Good work, Murphy.
What's it all about, sir? You don't ask for a coded file on one of our own every day of the week.
No, I don't. But when I called him John Avery today, he was rattled about something. More than he should have been over a routine visit from CI5.
You think he's doubling on us?
Oh, I wish I knew. But I do know this much. Somebody is very close to us on the Ojuka.
You recognize any of those two, Colonel?
Only as bodies, Mr. Bodie. They were not known to me.
Well, there's nothing in there either. It must be a hire car.
Well, it's a stolen car at the moment.
Yeah, well, let's just call it requisition, shall we? I'll tell you one thing about them right now. They wanted you alive. Because if they wanted to kill you, you'd have been dead back there at the car.
All of us walk on the precipice of our fate, Mr. Doyle. If I'm alive, it is because Allah wills it so.
I wonder if Cowley knows that.
I don't know, but it might take a load off his mind.
Cowley. What? How long ago was this? I see. You've still got the man. All right, hold him. Yes, hold him. He's to talk to nobody. And give me total silence on this until I say otherwise. Yes, Inspector, my responsibility. Get Murphy back here at the double. Tell him he's on call. Priority 1.
Good afternoon. Can I help you?
Yeah, I hope so. I'd like 3 single rooms, please, adjoining if possible.
I see. Well, I'll just check for you. Will you be staying long?
No, I shouldn't think so. Overnight, probably.
Well, that really depends on our boss. You see, we're travellers in tropical fish, and this gentleman here is Mr. Guppy, our overseas buyer. He's a very important man to us.
Well, I think we can accommodate you. Rooms 6, 7 and 8 are adjoining. 7 is usually taken as a children's room, but the bed is full size. There's no bath, I'm afraid. So if you don't mind sharing...
No, I'm sure that'd be all right. That's okay with Mr. Guppy.
You've identified the bullets.
Yes, they checked with the CI5 issue. So it's a safe bet to assume it was your man that killed these two.
And the bullets in the car came from the guns that killed them.
Well, one of them, yes. They'd both been fired, so there must have been some sort of shoot-up between them before they were killed.
Well, if they hit anything, it didn't fall over, did it?
Not that we could make out. One of yours might be wounded, of course. What I'd like to know is what the hell they were doing out there.
It's classified, I'm afraid. For the moment, anyway. Any effects on them? Any personal identification?
Cigarettes, some money, nothing traceable. We've taken prints, but they may as well have dropped out of the sky as far as immediate identification goes. Oh, one of them was wearing this.
What is it?
It's an elephant hair bracelet, sort of charm for long life.
It didn't do him a lot of good, did it?
Well, it's not exactly bulletproof, is it? There's another thing about these two.
What's that, Doctor?
Well, they're skin pigment. It's only a guess, but I'd say they'd spent a lot of time nearer the equator than the south of France.
Like where?
Africa?
Keeping a lid on this can of worms is getting trickier by the minute. I've got 2 bodies, a car full of bullet holes, and a passerby locked up in a cell, screaming about citizens' rights. I'm doing well.
He's the man that found them?
Yeah, he's a traveller. Said he was on his way to Oxford. So now I've got a load of fruit machines stuck outside the neck. All I need is a case of wrongful arrest for the finale. They're very touchy in this part of the world.
Is that his sheep?
Yeah.
All right. I'll have a word with him. Where's his wagon?
Well, just outside.
Oh, bloody Ray. I was starting to feel like a great train robber down here. Do you know I was supposed to be in Oxford an hour ago?
Yes, sir. I understand your feelings. Mr. Radford, isn't it?
Well, it was when I came in here. I'm beginning to forget.
Well, Mr. Radford, I'm afraid you're going to have to be a bit patient with us. It looks like it might be an overnight stay.
No, wait a minute. Now, listen. What are you talking about? I stop for a leak, I find 2 dead bodies, I come here, I tell you about them, and you're throwing away the key? I mean, what is this, Russia? Now, listen to me. You let me out of here.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm afraid we can't do that.
I'm a citizen. I've got rights. I've got deliveries to make. I've got people waiting for me.
Oh, yes. The fruit machines. I noticed your vehicle didn't have a commercial license. I take it is your vehicle.
Well, yes, of course it is.
Then you're responsible for the license.
Oh, yes, I suppose I am.
And you do have a license to trade in gambling machines. Of course, we could always check the serial numbers against your invoice. You do have an invoice.
You don't happen to have any fags up there, do you? And I wouldn't say no to a nice cup of tea.
Cowley.
3-7's car's all right, sir. Rear wing and tyre show bullet damage, compatible with a gun found on one of the bodies.
No sign of Doyle or Bodie?
No, sir. No trace of them. Apart from 4-5's ammunition found in the bodies.
So they've either been taken or they've gone to ground with them. What about the 2 dead? Any identification?
Nothing tangible, sir. One of them was wearing an African bracelet. And they either spent the night in a solarium or they haven't been in this country too long.
Is that so? All right, get prints and photographs and get them to records. And make damn sure that inspector keeps his security tight down there. We're running blind till we know where Ojuka is.
Mr. Guppy. Tropical fish, where'd you get that one from?
First thing that came into my head. I had a tank full of them when I was a kid. Guppies. Angelfish. Till a cat got up one morning and went fishing.
Should have kept a couple of piranhas. Look after them.
What, you mean like us?
Yeah. I tell you what, though, he's no angelfish. We've got a full-grown barracuda in there, mate. There you go. Good, isn't it? 3-7 to Alpha. 3-7 to Alpha.
Alpha 1, where the hell are you?
Bingo.
Is Ojuka safe?
Yes, he's safe, sir. We've got him at the Beaches Hotel near Slough. I'm afraid we drew some attention on the road, which must have come from the inside, so he went for cover. There's a leak on this one, sir. Big as your fist.
Aye, I know that, and I think I know where from and why. So let's keep Ojuka there until we've got the key to this.
Well, if we're untraced, I think Ojuka's safe here.
Right. Now listen to me. John Avery at the Home Office has got more interests in African finance than you got in air hostesses, Bodie, and he's acting very jumpy. He's also got a house in Buckinghamshire which practically overlooks Gateways, a place called Beechcroft, about 10 miles off the Oxford Road. I want you to get down there and stake it out and stick to it like glue until this conference is underway, understood?
Yes, sir, but I don't quite see the connection.
You don't have to. Just bear in mind that the 2 men we killed this afternoon were white Africans brought in to take Ojuka. If this is coming from the inside, Avery's got the motive and the place to do it from. Meanwhile, Doyle will take care of the Colonel, okay?
Looks like you're guarding the tank on your own, Angel Fish. I'm on surveillance.
Who?
John Avery.
What?
Your very own undersecretary, mate.
Where does he fit in?
Right in the middle, according to Carly. He's got some dirty money in Africa and his upper lip's sweating over it. And a country house between here and Gateways.
Yeah, so what's the connection?
You know those 2 cowboys you took out this afternoon, the white Africans, imported. If that's who's after Ojuka, they could be using Avery's place as a springboard.
Well, yeah, they could, but that doesn't bring Avery as close to Ojuka as those 2 got. I mean, they were operating inside Cowley's security.
No, I don't eat them all at once.
No, I shan't. I mean, the old man's got to be gambling, isn't he?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm on surveillance.
Don't let the cat get at him.
Oh, I won't. I was very upset last time. You're bluffing. I'll see you.
Aces and kings, Mr. Doyle.
No.
Black ones.
That's 4 in a row.
Again?
Yeah, why not? I haven't got much left to lose, have I?
Then we are well matched.
So why do you reckon they want you so badly?
Because I am a symbol to my people. Whilst I live, the junta can have no true power in Bataan. They know I shall return to prise their fingers from my country.
You weren't exactly spotless when you took it, though, were you? Firing squads, mass roundups. You must have made some enemies along the way.
That is true. But which of us remains spotless on the road to power? The people fear me, but they know me as one of them, and thus they love me. When I travel to my country, the people chant for me, Ojuka, Ojuka. But these men behind their mask, they do not chant for them. That is why Ojuka is dangerous to them.
Hello? Hakim, where are you? What's happened? Oh, you're safe now. And you'll stay there?
Yes, until tomorrow. Then they take me to the conference. I'm weary of all the delays and hiding. When it is settled, you will join me. Already I miss you, Katrina.
Yes, I miss you too, Hakim. I'm glad you thought of her. Goodbye.
I think it is time to pay a call on our ally in this matter.
trust you're not blaming me, Mr. Farood. I can't answer for the failings of our mutual friends. I act simply as a go-between for your interests and theirs. Nothing more.
That is true. But I understand that their influence over your own interest is considerable, is it not? And any failure here will certainly reflect badly on yourself, even disastrously, Mr. Avery.
You say that Madame Ojuka knows where he is now?
Yes, he has spoken with her this evening.
I sometimes feel that Madame would happily accomplish your task herself if she were asked to.
That would satisfy her personal grievance, no doubt. But we who rule in Batan are most anxious that justice is seen to be done.
Then we shall have to try harder, won't we?
Absolutely.
Go on. Yes. Okay. We'll be there.
You just make sure the pickup still stands for tomorrow, yeah?
Good.
They lost him, and they paid for it. Get Davis and bring the car. We've got one more chance.
In the past 10 years, 3 directorships of companies with mining interests in Africa. Investments in heavy engineering, mineral surveys, transport franchise, all in areas under the jurisdiction of Batan.
Well, he wouldn't be the first to make a fortune in somebody else's back garden, would he?
No, not by a long way, but he's bringing it out through the next-door neighbors. If they turn against him, Avery loses everything.
Do you think he's trading Ojuka with them for some goodwill?
I do. But I can't pull in a man of Avery's weight for what I think he's doing. We've got to find a connection on him before we can touch him. What bothers me is how he's been getting insiders like he has.
Ojuka might as well be telling them what he's up to himself.
Aye, might as well be. And we've been so damn sure of him, we haven't been looking close enough to home. His home. Come on, Murphy. I think it's time we looked into Madame Ojuka's eyes in this one.
You're a very prompt lady. I like that.
What you like or dislike is no concern of mine. I just came to see that you did not fail again.
You just get us inside the room, lady. That's all you've got to do.
Are you telling me you just let her walk out of here, Sergeant?
Well, yes, sir. My orders are simply to guard the building, sir, not to detain her. She's not under arrest.
And she gave you no indication of where she was going?
No, sir. I assumed it had something to do with Mr. Avery's call last night, sir.
Avery was here? Are you sure?
Quite sure, sir. I checked his security pass when he arrived.
What did he want with Madame Ojuka?
It's not my business to guess, is it, sir? And I don't go buttonholing government figures for the fun of it.
I know, Sergeant. I suppose you don't. If Avery's been here, we're on to something. Let's hope they're not. Alpha to base.
Yes, sir?
Has 4-5 called in yet?
Not yet, sir.
Well, when he does, tell him we're on our way down and not to make one move until we get there, whatever Ojuka might say. Or his wife.
Yes?
Mr. Doyle, please can I speak to my husband? It's Katunda.
Katunda!
Nobody was supposed to know, Colonel.
I said leave it on the floor. Shut your mouth, lad. You got what you came for.
No. Bring him along for the ride. I owe him, and I want him wide awake when he gets it.
We should be within RT range by now. Let's see if Bodie's got anything. Alpha to 3-7. Come in, 3-7.
Yeah, 3-7. Alone and palely loitering.
John Keats at this hour. You surprised me, Bodie.
Yeah, I'll do my best, you know. Where are you?
About 10 miles from the hotel. I intend to escort Colonel Ojuka to his conference personally if I have to. Anything moving there?
One visitor just now. He's still in the house. And you're gonna love this bit. He's African.
Is he now? It's beginning to fit then. Avery and the Colonel's wife met last night, so stay put and keep your eyes open. If either one of them shows, I want to know about it. Out. Now, let's give Doyle his early morning call. Alpha to 4-5. Come in, 4-5.
Stay back. Back.
Why, Kutunda? What have these dogs paid you?
Nothing, Hakim, except the promise that when you are returned to Bataan, they will cut off your head for everybody to see.
That would seal it for them, certainly. But for you...
To pay for the land and the lives you took when you took me. I have waited for it since then. And so have others. They will make you pay with your blood.
For a village squabble? You bed with me. You follow me. To betray me for a village squabble? Kutunda, then you have earned my head.
So, you're CI5, are you? You've got quite a reputation. If we get to spend a little time together, I'm going to find out exactly what makes you tick.
Like you did with that girl back there. You're a really brave man, aren't you? Mostly around the mouth.
Alpha to 3-7.
3-7.
We're a jump behind them, Bodie. They've taken Ojuka and Doyle with them. Killed a girl at the hotel.
What about Doyle?
Disarmed, but not dead. At least not when they left.
Seven to Alpha.
Come in, 3-7.
The 2 cars have arrived. The lady's with them, but no sign of Avery.
We're on our way, 3-7. My guess is that Avery will pick them up before he runs, so stay close. And I want no action till we get there.
Yo, what if they move? Doyle's in there, you know?
I'll have no heroics on Doyle's behalf, Bodie. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
You put up quite a little show for yourself, didn't you?
Was a pleasure.
Yeah? My pleasure, hard man. Now, you take it easy there, yeah? Think about what you got coming next, Pretty, hmm?
So, Colonel, it seems you are to miss your conference after all, hmm? Thanks to your good lady here.
We are still a long way from Bataan, Faroud. You have no allies here but these jackals.
We are not so far. The government that so kindly provided these men has a ship waiting for us at sea. And the British government's own Mr. Avery will shortly take us to it.
And you? What will you do, Faroud? Will you run to your master's heels again? Or will you crawl into some corner like the vermin that you are?
I shall accompany you, Colonel, to ensure that you arrive in Bataan alive and in one piece, for the short time at least. And when the crowds gather, I shall wield the sword that takes your head from your body, and there will be no more Ojuka to trouble the people's conscience in that time.
All right. Let's get set. Everybody's on his way.
Avery's arrived. It looks like a helicopter pickup for Ojuka. Going in.
Stay put, Bodie. That's an order. Do you read me, Bodie? That's an order. Insubordinate.
Parker, you'll come with us. You've made arrangements for these two?
They've been paid. They know what to do.
Good. All right, get him outside and you can be on your way.
Avery, you are like this scum. All you have is a price.
There'll be a lot more of that for you, I promise you. Get him out.
All right. Let's go. Madam.
And what of the other one?
Other one?
One of his CI5 bodyguards. We brought him along.
You got him here?
Mm-hmm.
Then kill him and get rid of him.
I'll put him out now.
Bring him out, you bastards. Bring him out.
We're leaving. So, this is where you get yours, hot man.
How do you feel, Putty?
I told you to stay put.
Couldn't let them get away with it. How do you think you'd feel if you let them get him?
My concern for Ojuka has nothing to do with insubordination.
I wasn't talking about Ojuka, sir.
Well, my friend, you've come to escort me to the conference, yes?
Certainly, Colonel.
Then let us delay no longer. Gentlemen, you fight well. I shall remember you for this.
Well, there goes my violin practice for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, too bad. She's quite some woman, isn't she?
Yeah.
What are the other three like?
Don't know, but I should imagine the Ojuka feels a bit like I do right now.
What's that?
You ought to be careful who he gets tied up with in future.